Well, Steve Ford, that's 3 wins out of 3 now, but it was a bit nervy at the end, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. I thought our first half was a pretty good performance. I said to him after time, I thought we'd done a lot of things we spoke about. We'd retained the ball, we got scores on the board. We disciplined, we didn't get them. We didn't let them under the post either. When we worked hard, just some of the stuff second half we didn't implement, and that let Shannon back in the game. So some parts in the second half, no doubt, with this strong win we were a little naive, but sheer determination throughout the subs and the boys playing was fantastic to get us the win.
Do you think it was a bit of complacency in the second half?
I don't think it was complacency. I just think the weather really dictated. It was a huge wind. Any mistakes were 60-70 yards off turnover. When you had to really look after the ball, and that's something we talked about at half time and we didn't do. And then I think at the end to close it out, we decided to. And against a quality team like that, you've got to make sure you're on the game every second of it, and fantastic effort by the squad, absolutely fantastic, so it's a good win definitely, but we go to Mary's next week. It doesn't get any easier, so we've got to get well this week now and get ready to go up there.
I suppose the major positive from the second half was that, if you'd gone out in the same vein as you had in the first half, if you'd won by 40 points, you wouldn't have learned much, but there's still plenty to work on now, as you say, going to Mary's next week.
Absolutely, top. Like looking at us as a team, we're constantly learning. I'm learning as a coach. The system is learning as well. There's areas we're trying to improve every week. We'll go back. We'll do a lot of work on the video this week. Do a lot of video analysis. We look where we are as a team and what we need to progress on. It's such a short turnaround in this league that we have to concentrate on what we feel we need to get right, like we did this week, and like it come out the first half in certain areas. So we have to go back again this week and continue working hard. But the ethic and the honesty of them is what's getting us through. They're fantastic a minute.
The new format of the league obviously means that there are no easy games, but you've had as difficult a start to the season as you could possibly have asked for, but you've come up with the goods. 3 wins out of 3, and as I said, another very difficult game away to Mary's next week.
Oh, hugely. Look, you only consider that people give us Constitution home, Clontarf away and Shannon home. The 3 of them were in the top 4 last year. 2 of them were in the final, 1 of them won it. So yeah, we've worked hard. We understand where this season is. It's still a long haul yet, but we're pleased with the result. We'll take it today, and we'll continue working hard for Mary's next week.
The belief obviously is growing in the squad, I'm sure, as the weeks go on. The confidence must be sky high in the camp at the moment.
Definitely, yeah. I think the honesty makes that. They as a group are setting a standard that we all got to stand by, and I think by that happening, we're getting where we need to go. There's a difficult game next week in Mary's, but we're up for the challenge. I said to him, where before people would want to fear us, let's a few teams fear us a bit more. They're not doing that, and now we've got a bit of respect, and we've got to back it up as well.